Welcome to tonight's Big Picture Politics panel. Joining me are Scott Greer, Associate Editor of the Daily Caller, Neil Soroka, Communications Director for Democracy for America, and Gianna Caldwell, Federal Lobbyist with Caldwell Strategic Consulting. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Great to be here as always.
Great to be here.
Great to have you with us. I just had this conversation with Congressman Pocan about TPP. The Progressive Caucus, the Democrats, are holding strong against this. Some of the Tea Partiers are holding strong against this. But the, what do you call them, Main Street Republicans, I guess, you know, the Chamber of Commerce Republicans, they're all gung-ho for giving away, giving all this power to the president. I don't get it. And beyond that, the thing that I don't get is that the Constitution says, Article 3 of the Constitution says that, you know, all of our laws will be adjudicated by our court system, and the Supreme Court being the ultimate court. And yet we sign these trade agreements, and, like, you know, 2 weeks ago we had the World Trade Organization tell us that our law about country of origin labeling on meat was illegal under, and this was a tribunal of 3 corporate lawyers, right, made this decision saying, no, you can't have this law. And so Congress had to change our law last week. What happened to Article 3 of the Constitution?
Well, I think the reason why these Main Street Chamber of Congress Republicans love it so much is they see trade and they're like, oh, we're automatically for it. I think when you read Paul Ryan's reasonings for it, it's basically, oh, it's trade, so it's bound to be good, no matter what's in the documents. And of course we can't.
Bill Clinton in '93.
Of course, and that's
nonsense.
why that is nonsense. They automatically think it's in their best interest, and a lot of their donors want it, and thus they want to push it through.
The corporate donors.
I would say a lot of donors. It's the same on the Democrat side. I mean, President Obama is also the strongest supporter of this, and Hillary Clinton would be the strongest supporter of it if she wasn't running for president.
She has publicly spoken in favor of TPP 45 times, and now that she's running for president, she's dialing it back.
Yeah, she's having a dance around it.
A little,
here's what I'll say about Hillary Clinton dancing around it. At the very least, she has opened up space. There is no room in the Democratic Party at the moment among any of these leaders to come out in favor of fast track for the job-killing TPP. Yeah. I mean, even if she hasn't come out against it, she certainly hasn't promoted it, and that has meant that Congressman Pocan and these other real crusaders in the House have been effective.
Yeah, and Gianna, before we get to you, let me just play this real short clip of Hillary Clinton, kind of a quick.
In order to get a deal that meets these high standards, the president should listen to and work with his allies in Congress, starting with Nancy Pelosi, who have expressed their concerns about the impact that a weak agreement would have on our workers, to make sure we get the best, strongest deal possible. And if we don't get it, there should be no deal.
But basically she's saying, you know, I want to see the deal, and then we'll, you know, vote for it, yes or no. But she's not saying no to fast track, which is...
You know what Hillary Clinton is doing right there is mouth lip service.
Yeah.
The president has been working with both leaders, Speaker Boehner and Nancy Pelosi, to get members to vote for this deal. And as you see on Friday, thankfully it failed, because this deal is simply a bad deal for America. The administration said that they would be the most transparent in the history of America, but yet they won't put a trade deal that they say is the greatest thing since apple pie online so the American people can read it and debate it. Right. This is a horrible deal. Plain and simple.
Yeah, and the process stinks, and it seems to me that right across America people get that, and I don't understand how these, you know, like I said to Congressman Pocan, there were 30 Democrats who went with Bill Clinton for NAFTA. Most of the Democrats said no, and of those 30 Democrats, 16 of them lost their seats in the next election. Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons that, you know, Democracy for America, right before the vote, came out and said very publicly that if Democrats vote for this deal, vote for the Medicare cutting trade adjustment assistance legislation or the TPA, that we would not help you when you're attacked, and we would encourage our allies to join us in not helping you when you're attacked, and we would actively search for real Democrats as an alternative to you in either this or future elections down the road. So there were real consequences for Democrats in 2016 from Republicans. This time around, we wanted to make sure that members of Congress knew that there were also going to be consequences from Democrats as well.
And I lived in Oregon for 5 years, and Louise and I still own property in Oregon. And although I'm registered to vote here, I could do that. And I called Earl Blumenauer's office, a congressman from Oregon's, and talked with somebody in his office. And I said, if he does this, I will support a primary challenger. I mean, aggressively. And I'm guessing that in those other 28, I guess it was, or 20 some odd Democrats.
But 28 Democrats.
Anyhow,